everyone, it is Tanya. Welcome back to the channel, or welcome if you are new here. Today I'm back with another speed build, and we're creating a pumpkin patch. I guess it's also an apple orchard and like a little market or shop, but the idea of this lot was a place for your Sims to come and pick out a pumpkin to bring home. There's also a pumpkin carving station, and it's just like the go-to spot for the cozy autumn vibe. So I really hope you will enjoy this one. If you do and you'd like to download it for yourself, it is available right now on the gallery under my EA ID, which is Gryphi, Gryphi. You could also find it under the hashtag Gryphi, and that information will be in the description down below as well. So the first thing I did was start building the building in the middle of the lot, which is where there's going to be bathrooms, also places to sit and dine, the pumpkin carving stations, and a like sort of cafe stand where you can go and buy pastries and coffee and things like that. So we're just figuring out the shape of this building, and you might recognize it if you do follow me over on Twitch, as I did stream this build first. And if you're not already following me there, I would love to have you. I stream 4 to 5 days a week over on twitch.tv/Gryphi, and we do a ton of Sims building, but I'm also branching out into some other games as well. So this upcoming weekend on Sunday, I'm going to be streaming Animal Crossing, which I'm really excited about. And there's also a bunch of us playing Among Us together on Monday. So if you'd like to join us, I would love to have you. But back to the build, can we talk about this banner? This banner that I placed above the door, I'm actually going to be moving it to the front of the lot, like where the walkway is going to be to the house or to the building. It's not a house. But that is from Cottage Living, and Cottage Living came in such handy for this build. I ended up using that banner and a ton of the decorative pumpkins. I think I used some of the landscaping items as well, and this little sign in the corner that has the llama on it. It is so cute, and I just thought it was perfect for the vibes I was going for this build. And then I am trying to figure out the windows. I really wanted to have massive windows over on this side. I was thinking this would be a beautiful area for all of the tables and chairs inside to be, but you could view out to all of the pumpkins and apples and animals. And I really was unsure which ones I wanted to use. I do end up keeping these ones in the end, which are from the Greenhouse Haven kit in this beautiful brown swatch, but I will be changing the swatch like 5 bazillion different times. Because I really wanted to see what it would look like in white, because I really wished that this brown swatch had the different window panes. They weren't just like big chunks of glass. But unfortunately, that is not how it is. So I did end up having to settle for the version that you see here. But I think it came out really cute in the end. And then I am just placing down lots of these garden beds to go ahead and grow the oversized crops of pumpkins, and then a couple of the other ones behind it to plant some apple trees, so you can come here and pick apples as well. That is something I really enjoy doing this time of year, is going to a pumpkin patch and picking out like my pumpkin I'm gonna carve for Halloween, and getting some apples as well. You can just like pick your own, and you pay upfront for like a whole bag, and you get to pick all of them individually, and then get a lot of apples to bring home to eat or bake with. And I just think it's a really cozy activity to do this time of year. So I really wanted to combine those two ideas into a build, and this is what I came up with. I would love to know if there are any traditions you have for the autumn season, whether you're in it now or if you're on the other side of the world, if you're in the southern hemisphere. I know you're in the spring right now, but I would love to know what your autumn traditions are. Are there things you always do, like I had mentioned here? One thing that I love about the autumn, and I'm gonna have to describe this a little bit for those outside of the US, but I love apple cider. And in the US, it is not alcoholic. It's just a more, I don't know how to describe it. It's like apple juice, but better, but it's not alcoholic. Here, you can get alcoholic cider. It's just called hard cider. But I love apple cider. It's probably my favorite part of this time of year. Apple cider and apple cider donuts. They are just amazing. I imagine this location that I'm building here would sell those inside. You could probably get fresh baked apple cider donuts and like warm or cold sweet cider or spiced cider. I'm a fan of sweet cider personally, but I know a lot of people like spiced. But I'd love to know if that's something that you partake in this time of year, or if not, what your traditions are. And also if your area does any kind of trick-or-treating. I know it's been way less popular over the past few years, and I would love to know. I really wish we had trick-or-treaters in my area, because I love Halloween and I would love to give out candy, but we have no one. It's so sad. So let me know if you have them in your area. Is your neighborhood like a very popular trick-or-treating scene? I would love to know. And lastly, for my questions, if you're dressing up for Halloween, what are you dressing up as? I think I'm going to be Morticia Adams this year. Me and my partner are going to be Morticia and Gomez. I thought that that would be a really cute idea. We've always been huge fans of the Addams family. Our bunnies are named Wednesday and Pugsley, so it seems fitting. But depending on the day, because I'll probably dress up for stream as well, I might just be like a witch or something else along the lines of like classic Halloween. But let me know what you're going to be. I love reading everyone's costumes. There's always some really creative things every year. Back to the build now, though. I'm feeling very rambly today. I've gone ahead and changed the texture on the outside of the build and extended the upstairs to make it larger, and that is where the signage is now going. And I'm trying to pick out an awning to put over the windows. At first, I go with this one, which I think is from the Cozy Bistro kit. It's in like a cream and white swatch, or kind of like yellowy orange. And I thought that that worked pretty well. I also grabbed a decal with a pumpkin on it. And of course, we have to have Patchy, the scarecrow. And then, of course, I also realized I hadn't changed the season to fall, so I did, and the texture in this world is absolutely gorgeous with all the leaves on the ground. I'm building this in the world of Innisgreen, which is the world that came with Enchanted by Nature, and it's just stunning in the autumn. I really, really like it. So that's why there are leaves all over the ground now. I did change the season to fall, and you can see that I also have moved that banner to the end of the walkway, and I'm playing around with some more of the textures up here, and I realized that there was a different awning I could put over the doors and windows that actually comes in this beautiful, vibrant orange stripe. It was perfect, so I swapped that out on all of the windows as well. I think that one is from For Rent, if I'm not mistaken. So just swapping those out and then adding windows over to the other side as well. Over on the left is going to be the room that has the different pumpkin carving stations, which came with the Spooky Day stuff pack. And then on the left is going to be where tables and chairs are inside for you to dine if you decide to buy like a pastry or a coffee or whatever you'd like. So that is where those are going to be. And please ignore the bright orange that is on the screen for a little while. I tried this and I really, really tried to make it work, but I thought it was too bright. So I don't end up keeping the bright orange on the outside in the end, but it stays there for a little bit. It's actually going to end up being a dark brown, like a dark brown. It ends up being beige. It's a few different shades of orange over time. I tried and cover the orange with these wood panel pieces. I tried everything. But in the end, it will be a dark brown, and I think it looks way cozier. I think the accent of orange with the awnings and the pumpkins scattered around made so much more sense. And then there are a couple of spots on this build that there were no windows or doors, and it just felt kind of empty, so I covered them with these trellis pieces from high school years that have vines climbing up them. I just think they are so beautiful, and I love using them in my builds, and I like that they change with the seasons, so they're not that vibrant green. Whereas there's a lot of different pieces of landscaping that don't change with the seasons, especially vines that you put on houses. So I was very happy that those ones did change. And then also that little tree with the twinkle lights on it, that one is from Businesses and Hobbies. And it looks so pretty in orange this time of year. A bunch of the swatches are kind of funky purple colors, just like the apple trees are, but that one in particular is orange, and I just thought it looked absolutely stunning here. I love the twinkle lights, and I believe there are some string lights in other places on this lot. I might be mistaken. I think I'm confusing it with another like Halloween build that I did recently that should be on the channel in the next couple of days. But anyway, back here, I have a spot for a couple of horses. I also have a place for them to do some barrels. And there's chickens back here as well. And then I'm going to be cluttering this up with lots of prairie grass so your horses can chow down on that. It also ends up looking nice as a decoration. There's also tons of hay around and lots of other plants as well. I just had a blast with the landscaping. I love grabbing a lot of these items from Cottage Living and Horse Ranch and just like really cluttering up the space with so much landscaping. I also have a pumpkin under the tree over there and some piles of hay and hay bales. The piles on the floor are from Horse Ranch, but the actual bales of hay are from Cottage Living. Also, these stones that I'm using both in the front and the back here, they are from Show Live Edit Objects, but they're just base game, so that's where those are from. Sometimes I forget to mention where like Show Live Edit Objects items are from, so I thought I would mention it. And then over here by the chickens, I placed down a lot more of the bales of hay and some more of the prairie grass. I just think it looks so nice. And then of course it's something your animals can eat. I didn't actually place any horses on this lot. I figured I would leave that up to you if you want to play here. And this can be a variety of different lot types depending on how you want to play as it. I think a small business lot type would probably be best from Businesses and Hobbies. And I will probably set that up before I upload it to the gallery. To take screenshots, I set it as a house lot, so it was just easier not having so many Sims everywhere. But I will make sure to upload this as either a small business or whatever equivalent I think would work best. But you can see inside now I'm starting to lay out where everything is going to go. We have our little coffee bar. I have a few of these different stands for you to sell items off of. And then the pumpkin carving stations over in the room next door, which I thought was just a fun addition. Those I mentioned are from the Spooky Day stuff pack, and I always forget to place them whenever I do pumpkin related builds every year because I pretty much do a pumpkin patch or something similar every year because I just love them so much and we always have more content to work with. So going ahead and creating something inspired by other items is always fun. Anyway, over here behind the counter, I did end up using some cabinetry from the Country Kitchen Kit. I just thought it was the exact vibe I was going for, and I mixed it in with lots of other brown swatches, even though the swatch of the counter I'm using is green. I thought it looked really cute, and I am in love with this plant, this hydrangea vase that came with the Grange Mudroom kit. I just think it is so good, and I feel like whenever I can use it, I need to. So I just placed that down. I think it came with Grange Mudroom. I'm pretty sure it did. And then I am just grabbing some of these little dividers, which actually end up being scaled down a little bit later on. And I use them as the area to sort of form a line for you to order your food. And the other thing I didn't do at this point, which I think we're going to be doing here shortly, is place down the staircase so you can access the top floor. We have a pretty big top floor and I had no idea how we were going to get to it yet. And that actually ends up being where the bathrooms are. So it's kind of important that I figure out where the staircase is going to go. So we should be getting to that shortly, but first I am filling up this glass case with a variety of like pastries and other things. There's eggs in there. There's also a like large pot that could be full of all sorts of different types of food. I just wanted to tell the story of all the different types of fun food you could get here, freshly made from this little bakery shop that is on site where you can also pick your pumpkins and your apples. Anyway, these stairs have been placed now and I changed the color a few different times to try to make it blend in as best as possible. And the flooring in here is actually a tile flooring from the Castle Estate kit. I really like that flooring and I just think it worked really nicely, the warm tones. I really wanted it to feel cozy and warm and comfortable in here, to really capture the feeling of the season. And here are those dividers I had mentioned that I scaled down, and I put a little sign here too that's just like, this is where the line starts. I thought that that was kind of a fun idea. And then I'm just going through and filling up all of the shelves. We have a variety of mugs and different things to hold different hot beverages. I also have a cute bunny statue and some more signage around, and I made sure to also include a trash can in the corner so you can dispose of things. It's kind of important in any public space. And then we are moving upstairs to the bathrooms where I end up having 3 stalls and 3 sinks. It's kind of a weird shape up here, but I really liked how the outside of the build looks, so I decided to keep it. So I have these stalls, which I don't remember what pack they're from. I think actually everything might be from Businesses and Hobbies. So I just had to figure out the best way to lay those out and then have the sinks. And I also have a couple of trash cans up here as well. And later on, I should be adding some cleaning supplies over in the corner back where the window is. I end up using the ones from Horse Ranch. That's like a mop and bucket. I just thought it made sense for the style of this space. And then we are finally painting the outside to get that dark brown color that I had mentioned. I think it looks so, so nice. And also grabbing some rugs to put throughout and some cute kids artwork that is fall oriented over where the pumpkins are, or the pumpkin carving stations are, I should say. I thought that that room came out really, really cute. And then just finishing up the shelves in here, getting some more things for sale. I have some plants, this adorable gnome, and I believe a lantern as well in some fall colors. But that is the majority of what is left of this build. I'm just getting some signage to show you where the toilets are, and then we're going to decorate this room with a couple of tables and chairs for your Sims to dine and enjoy their pastries. I used some chairs from, I think, City Living, and then the tables are from Cats and Dogs. And I kept the decorations in here very, very simple. I ended up just putting a tiny pumpkin on each of the tables. And I also used these curtains from Seasons with the autumn leaves on them. I never use this swatch because I don't really like it, but I felt like it made a lot of sense for this build. So I decided to include it, and there is that mop and bucket. But that is pretty much it for this build. I really hope you enjoyed this one. If you did, make sure you give this video a big thumbs up. You can also subscribe to the channel if you'd like to see more and click that bell to be notified when I upload. And a massive thank you to my YouTube members for your continued support. If you'd like to become a member yourself, you can click the join button below the video or the link in the description to see early access content, sneak peek photos, and members only videos. Please enjoy the screenshots and I will see you all in the next one. Bye everyone.
Yesterday, there was sun and there was rain, beauty in the mundane. And as the light startled our eyes, we let go of disguise. And now, there's something in the air, and a sparkly shimmer on our skin, restoring everything within. Oh, dreamy, breezy, we go. Easy, easy on our tiptoes, undercover agents of the other. Beyond gravel, beyond all. Hand in hand, building castles out of sand, reaching